Welcome to action from the Rotax Max Challenge here in South Africa. The karting championship heads down to Idube in KwaZulu-Natal for round 3. Penultimate round now, and we head into Junior Max action. Let's catch up with one of our top contenders there, Elijah from Squadra Corsa.
You've got a very diverse team. Some of the guys are top runners, some are mid-pack guys, other are newcomers. How do you deal with that, especially coming to which is nobody's really a home circuit?
Well, how we deal with a diverse team at Squadra Corsa is that we take on everybody as an individual, and we try and work with the individual at their various different levels. But I think it all lies in the preparation. So we've been here before. It isn't our home circuit, so we've been here twice already to try and test and to expose the guys to the circuit and to the layout. But also, apart from coming to the circuit, we also as a team work at it at home. So we'll go through onboards of previous races. We will also go through previous data. We would make the kids visualize the circuit. So we go through different techniques to try and get them as much as prepared for the circuit as newcomers and as well as experienced members.
The weekend here is a very technical circuit. What is the trick to the circuit from your perspective, and how do you get that across to your drivers?
Trick here for this circuit, I guess it's confidence, because it can be quite of a challenging circuit when you look at it. It's a beautiful circuit. It's got undulations and cambered corners, so it can be quite intimidating, especially coming out for the first time. But I think once you understand, it's actually not that hard to actually apply your techniques that you would have learned somewhere else, say Cape Town, Idube, Cape Town and Swartkops. Idube then becomes a little bit of an in-between, I think. But as well, it's just more of the driver's preference, I guess, and as well as how ready they are, how confident they are, their state of mind, how well are they working with the mechanics and the team, and how that's all gelling together. I think that's what's the biggest thing that you'll find is when all of that works in sync, then the drivers go faster.
You don't get much faster than Troy Dolenchek, being 1,000th of a second quicker in qualifying than Akil Alibi. He was sitting on pole, and with 1 lap to go, Dolenchek took it away. Tate Bishop in 3rd place, and Ethan Kutsia there in 4th, just beating out Kungani and Mokwena.
Over the last decade, we've always said this is the round of the championship that can make or break your season. With that in mind, how do you tackle this weekend?
Yeah, so we are leading the championship now. I think it's exactly what you said, because not a lot of people. This isn't a lot of people's home race, so it's very even, because the Joburg guys, they come here, they don't have, this isn't their home track, and we come here, it's not our home track, so it's very fair and even here for both sides.
Who are the guys that's going to make your life difficult going forward, other than Joseph Wolf, your fellow Capetonian?
Yeah, I think Tate and Akil and Kyle are probably the ones to watch out for, and Kwanda can also spring a surprise quite often.
You held on to pole position until the last lap of qualifying, where Troy pipped you by 1,000th of a second.
Yeah, I almost thought that I had it close to the end, but then he was able to pip me by 1,000th of a second. Well done.
Tate, 7,000s behind the two of you, 7,000s between the top 3 drivers. How is that going to turn into the race tomorrow?
Tomorrow is going to be one hell of a tight race. Everybody's going to be up in the front. It's going to be a good racing tomorrow.
Joseph Ulf's not here because he broke his arm, so 2nd place and the lead of the championship surely up for the taking. What is your plan for tomorrow?
Just try stay out of the trouble and push my hardest.
And is Troy and Tate the 2 to worry about, or is there somebody else in the mix?
Top 6 is mostly to worry about. Anybody can win there.
3rd place on the grid, very tight grip. Talk to me about qualifying, and of course then tomorrow very important, because Joseph Wills is not here, so you can improve vastly in the championship.
Yeah, qualifying was enjoyable. Yeah, it was actually pretty hard to get the tyres up to warmth. Try not to slide them, to grate them, but yeah, just only to get them up to warmth. But yeah, in the race, big advantage not having Joe here. I mean, it's a shame that he's not here, but still, yeah, it's gonna work towards me. So yeah, I'm very happy with what I've done this today.
Talk to me about this circuit. It's a circuit that paid dividends for aggression.
Yeah, well, this circuit, like, it has a lot of overtaking opportunities, which has a disadvantage and an advantage. But yeah, all in all, I love the circuit. It's very enjoyable.
Troy, the one to catch. What is the plan?
Well, hopefully we can just stay behind him, and then maybe if he makes a mistake, make the move. But yeah, I'm always going to go for the gap. So yeah, game plan.
You are having a very busy racing season. Talk to me about this weekend and what the expectations are.
Well, we came to this weekend as almost a preparation for next weekend's race. We did come here on the back foot in the championship, coming I think 6th or 7th in the championship. So we still have quite a bit of ground to make up. But it's all about learning, since we haven't been here in quite a while, and just improving session by session.
You had a beginning of the year, first round, leading the race, your wheel fell off. That cost you dearly. But fortunately, because of drop points, you know, this weekend, if you have a great weekend, you can pull yourself straight into the top 3.
Yeah, absolutely. We just need to focus on podiums, staying in the top 3, avoiding crashes. That incident in the first race did cost us quite a bit, but we've learned, so hopefully we can grow on.
Technical circuit. What is it about Idube that makes it so challenging?
I'd probably say the elevation change, like the hills, you can lose out quite a lot. You can gain on the straights, but if you are bad up the hills, you're on the back foot, I'd say.
We are at one of the most technical circuits on the calendar, but for many years this has been the make or break round of the season. You made your life very difficult at your home circuit, so what's the plan this weekend?
Plan this weekend, if I win this race, I'll maybe get a few positions up in the championship, but we'll see if we can maybe get a win, because I'm quite good at the circuit.
What is the trick to the circuit?
The circuit is to be good up the hills and have a lot of speed on the straight.
You obviously are coming from behind, you've got to work hard, but there's fortunately the drop point scenario. So who are the guys that you're really focusing on?
The guys who I'm really focusing on is the top 2 or the top 3. But we'll see if we can beat them, and let's see if we can beat them and win, yeah.
The whole idea here today is to win, and the more wins you get, the bigger points you'll have at the end of the day. And with, of course, Mr. Ools not being here this weekend, Carl Lawrence, it's going to open things up for second place as you join me in commentary.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ools breaking his arm and it kept unreasonable. But as we go to the flag dropping, let's see if they use the same tactics to go outside. Troy, not so much. He just stays on the inside with Tate Bishop pushing him through. Oh, big touch between Tate and Idube as they head down into the course street. That allows Ethan Kutsia through the third.
Yeah, Kutsia just capitalizing on that mistake, but Idube not holding anything back. Where are you going? That's not the line to come out of Thunderdome. Yo, that was huge. 425, that's Takib Meyer, who just got it completely wrong in his Tony kart. Hit the wall, and I think he spun 2 times around before he ended up, and you can see he's sore. I wonder if there's going to be a possibility of a red flag or possibly caution flags down there. I think there's enough time for the marshals to get Meyer off track, but it is flat out racing in the mid-pack as they come through there with McQuena leading the second pack out and going defensive down into hockey stick for the first time.
Ethan started that lap 3rd. I think he's gone all the way down to 5th with Tate Bishop up to 3rd now. McQuena 4th and Fisser 5th as they head through into turn 1. Poor Ethan now down into 6th.
Ethan's got some work to do, but look at how Carl Fisser's pushing right now. He realizes that he's got a bit of work to do. Yellow flags waving, and they'll just be warning the drivers of the rider and cart on the sideline. They've all seen that now for the first time. McQuena goes defensive, and look at the pressure that's coming from the back end. It is so close. Kutsia is all over the back of them, looking for a way past. Oh, what a change up. Great dive from Fisser, getting through there on McQuena and making a stick. And Levi doing the same thing at the top of the hill. Takes the lead of the race.
Yeah, Tate Bishop now would be clever to go down the inside, but Troy's going to be the one that does it. Goes back early. Tate trying to follow through, gets his nose cut off by Idube. Fisser bogged up the hill and actually slowed everybody down enough for him to get a big enough gap going into hockey stick.
Oh, look at this. The three-way battle for the lead is slowing them slightly, so allowing that second pack to close down. That's how tight it is between them. And in fact, the second pack has now got a little bit of a gap. Fourth place, Visser, has pulled a margin. It might be enough, but remember, you've got to try and work 2 by 2 if you want to close gaps down. It doesn't work all on your own unless they start to slow each other up, like it looks like it's happening here for these top 3.
Troy very excited as they head into the Thunderdome corner, or now known as the funnel. It's allowed anybody to have a look now as they head up into Pipeline, and that's allowed Tate Bishop to come with him.
Yeah, the angry cart getting very angry as he dived through there. Found a way through. Dolanchek had no answer. Alibi now leads out. Cart 14 out front. Looking for a chance now to pull a bit of a margin. Not easy to do when you've got such a competitive field behind you. And when I say that, not only the 2 carts behind him, but the 5 carts behind that as well. Led out by Visser, who's trying to bridge that gap. Hasn't quite got there yet, but he's not too far off. 5 of 15. 1/3 of the race completed, and Alibi's got 2 cart lengths. In second place, look at how it's closed up. Visser's there. He's got up to the back end, so despite what I said, and what a dive! Where is Carl Visser going? From 4th to 1st, but he didn't quite make a stick, but it might make up for 2nd. He does. He goes from 4th to 1st to 2nd in the space of 100 meters.
That was a phenomenal dive. I've never seen anybody take that many guards into one corner. I actually thought he ran out of brakes.
It looked like it would, but he just was able to keep it together and turn right at the right time. Now Tate Bishop tries to come back at him, forces him into a mistake. Yes, forces him wide. In fact, forces him onto the grass, and he gets right to the back of the field. So all the hard work he did down into funnel has now become null and void because he's dropped right out the back end of the field. So he's now got Troy Dolanchek into second place. Tate Bishop there with Kwanda Mokoena, and then following through there looks like Ethan Kutsia just ahead of Visser.
Yeah, Tate Bishop and Carl Visser race together plenty enough in Cape Town, and there's a lot of experience and a lot of respect there, but you don't try to go around the outside of someone in karting. You realize you're going to get grassed.
Yeah, and he just got put onto the grass there, ran off completely all 4 wheels, had to come back on, and eventually ended up in 7th place. So with 8 of 15, we're over the halfway stage, and it's Alibi controlling things from the front end. Visser, though, is on a move. Carl Visser dives on the inside. Mokoena's got problems. Mokoena's dropped from the front of that pack, down 5 positions, and into what is 5th place on track.
Now, we're quite obviously having a little bit of technical issues there. Something going wrong on the cart, or maybe a setup problem that they've made a call on the jetting, maybe too lean, engine running too hot, or something along those lines, but unfortunately making him drop, causing him to drop further down the field.
Well, Visser staying there ahead of him, and Mokoena staying with Visser, so they're looking to work together now to close this gap down. Alibi leads out Dolanchek and Bishop. That's the top 3. Kutsia on his own in 4, and 5th place now is Visser. Thunderdome it is, and these guys are pushing hard now. You can see Alibi has got his work cut out for him. He's been very good. Unfortunately, opens up the door, and you don't do that with Dolanchek on your tail. The championship leader will make you pay. Remember, Alibi trying to make up ground here. Oh, a little ride running there from Dolanchek. He made a mistake as well. That's now allowed Alibi back. Tate Bishop into 2nd, and Dolanchek went from 1st to 3rd, back to 3rd, and chopping and changing at that front end battle all day long, and slowing each other up enough to bring those other 3 carts into the mix. We've got a 6-way battle here for the lead of this race with only a couple to go.
Most aggressive I've seen Alibi drive for a long time. He actually offered Dolanchek the wheel and gave him no choice but to run a wheel into the dirt on the brakes into funnel. I haven't seen that for a long time from Alibi. Big aggressive racing, and it's allowing him in the front, keeping him in front of this field.
Remember, he's already secured a seat to the finals, but he's now fighting. Visser runs wide. I was about to say he's now fighting for the championship, but with Visser running wide, this is not going according to plan. Carl Visser needs to be at the front. He needs to be winning races here in order to stay in this championship.
Yeah, Ethan looking very racy there behind Dolanchek. Visser making a lot of mistakes, uncharacteristically. He's normally quite smooth and clean driver, but making a lot of mistakes in this race.
So as they come down on the braking markers, back into funnel. There's a move into 3rd place, and Dolanchek loses out 1 position, and it's a big move there coming out of Kutsia. Kutsia dives through, gets ahead of Dolanchek. Dolanchek now down to 4. So tight between the 2 of them. 2 by 2, they go down into hockey stick. And, just a return of the favor there from Troy. He gets back up ahead of Ethan, but here comes Carl Visser. Visser looking the most dangerous. In fact, Visser has just put in one of the hottest laps we've seen all race long. He's got down to 46.474. Very hot lap time.
Yeah, Alibi going very defensive now on Bishop as they head up the hill. You can actually see him look at him every time he looks for a move. He just puts his cart in the right place in the middle there as Ethan goes past Dolanchek again. But now as they head into funnel, will there be a big move from Visser?
Sure! Down from 5 to third. He forces a little mistake out of one of the drivers there. I think that was Ethan Kutsia. He got sent onto the dirt. Kwanda Mokoena comes with him. Mokoena goes with Visser. Yeah, Kutsia, biggest loser there. He unfortunately had to put some wheels on the dirt. So here we go down into Hockey Stick. And things are starting to heat up here. We've only got a couple of laps to go. And Aliba hanging on for dear life.
Unbelievable move from Carl Visser. 3 carts into 1, and he managed to come out on top. Brilliant move from Visser.
How does he get the braking right down there? Only he'll be able to tell us, because he's able to make that move from a long way back and still make the right-hander and still get the drive up the hill. So the Tony Kart man now working hard to close down here on this angry chassis ahead of him. He wants second. If he can't get it, third place is not going to be good enough, because Aliba in first place is definitely going to be doing some damage to Troy Dolanchek's lead in this championship with him down in the 5 spot.
Yeah, Alibi very defensive now, so it's slowing the two of them down, allowing Visser to come. Bishop actually looking every now and again to see where Visser is. He knows that's what's happening, so he tries to get on the outside now of Hockey. He's got the cut bike, but Alibi too clever and closes it up.
Yeah, closes the door there and makes it stick. So here we go. Across the line again. Alibi going defensive on Bishop, but here comes Visser. Ooh, watch out for a bit of retribution coming up here, I think. We saw a move earlier on where Bishop forced Visser onto the dirt. He's had to fight from the back of this pack of 6 to get to what is now the fight for second. And I think we may see a move here from Visser. He dives on the inside. Yes! Thanks for coming. Shows the wheel and doesn't even show the wheel. Goes straight through and makes the move stick.
Bishop, though, not letting it happen not letting it, taking it lying down, and goes past Visser straight away. But Visser going to try to get around the outside of Bishop. Squeezes him onto the curb. They touch. But he's still inside Visser as they head into Hockey Stick.
Oh, Visser on the outside of Hockey Stick. Inside line coming through here. Whoa, what a move. Was that Mokoena? Yeah, Mokoena diving through. Oh, ambitious. A little bit ambitious there from Mokoena. I think he might have just tapped his nose cone though as well, so he might be in trouble there for a nose cone infringement. So Mokoena with a big ambitious move didn't quite work out. Backmarker came into play yet again. Jean-Dre Nel they've caught, and it's just held up second place Carl Visser ever so slightly. So that's allowed Alibi to open up a decent margin. I don't think they'll close that gap down now on Alibi, but Dolanchek definitely wants a little bit of retribution of his own again. There's been 3 touches between those 2 drivers in second and third place at the moment.
I have no idea where Mokoena came from for that Hockey Stick move, but unfortunately just clipping the back wheel and turning himself around, losing out on a very, very strong and hard-fought 4th place.
Well, he thought he had a chance there. He definitely had a go, so it was worth an effort. Didn't quite work out, spun him out, and a little bit of a nose cone infringement there too. Flag is out though, and it's Alibi to take the first victory. He comes through beating out Carl Visser. Dolanchek finishes up in 3rd place. So Dolanchek will hang on to the lead for now, but Alibi has closed things down rapidly on 2nd place. Joseph Ools, who was not here with that first win. Alibi taking the win ahead of Visser, Dolanchek in 3rd, Bishop in 4, Kutsia in 5, with Jack Rowe and Kwanda Mokoena 7 and 8, Bongani, Bamford and Jean-Dre Nel the top 10.
I was able to take the lead in the early starting of the race, and I was also managed to pull the lead, and they caught me once or twice, but I was able to win.
Well done. The second race, how do you think you're going to do?
Just keep calm and take whatever comes.
Yeah, although I didn't go so well in qualifying, I got 7th place. I managed to get 2nd, but the first has always got the stuff in the bag.
How do you reckon the next race is going to be?
I'm not sure where I'm starting the next race. If it's a pole, I'm going to go for the win.
In this race, that dice between the top 5 was quite awesome. I mean, you had the crowds on their feet. What was it like being in the middle of that?
It was very fun. I've got my special moves that I pull out once in a while. But yeah, that was a very tough race. Didn't expect to get 2nd, but if the race was 1 lap more, I would have gotten the win.
Yeah, no, we had a good start to the race. Akil got a good jump. He got past us in the beginning. I dropped down to 3rd. We had good pace. I think we were fast. We're starting first for the 2nd race. But a couple of moves from other competitors weren't fair, and I got pushed down to about 5th. I fought my way back to 3rd, and that's how it ended up.
Tough fight for the next one?
Yeah, I think it will be tough. I think we've got good pace. I think it will be a good race.
Great racing expected now for heat number 2 in Junior Max. They're all in the tram lines and head down towards turn 1. This time, who's going to get the whole shot? They come out there side by side. It looks like it might be Ethan Kutsia who's at the front. No, not quite, as he gets in there. But anybody's race in this one. Kutsia hangs on. Alibi down in 4th place. And a good start there from Dolanchek up in the 2nd with Tate Bishop on his tail. So championship contenders there for 2, 3 and 4. And all of a sudden Kutsia looking for a win more than anything else.
Yeah, Visser very far down the field. He was getting blocked, but as Mokoena moved back onto the normal racing line, he stuck the nose in and got it done, and somehow still gets a drive up the hill.
He's definitely got that line dialed in down into funnel corner. So you could actually call that you could call that his corner, Visser corner, because he's got it all sorted out. And if you look at where he comes from for the braking markers that he makes down there, it really is all his own. A lot of other drivers will probably be watching this footage going, how does he make it stick? Maybe rewinding it a few times and looking at the lines that he takes to get that maneuver to work down into funnel. Right now, the work at the front being done by Coetzee as he looks to open up a little margin over Dolenchek, and then Bishop, and then Alibi.
Yeah, you know how class of field is when after Heat 1, the grid is completely mixed up because of the lap times that were pushing in Heat 2. So mixed up the whole grid, and it's nice to see Ethan leading out of National.
Yeah, Ethan Coetzee leading things out now over Dolenchek. Bishop's on his tail though, and looking for a chance early on. As you said in previous commentaries for this category and for other racing as well, the important thing is to get it done early. Don't wait too long, because you might be caught out either with an incident like we saw with the end of that race with McQuena, or possibly just waiting too long and not realizing how quickly these laps go and tick by.
Yeah, it's especially in a class this close, you know that there is a group of cars chasing down your group, so rather just get it done early, get to the front and try and get away.
And that's exactly what Coetzee is doing. He's pulled 2 kart lengths now over Dolenchek. Dolenchek still got very big attentions being given to him by third and fourth kart there, driven by Tate Bishop and Alibi. And now Carl Visser closing in and looking for a way to just get up onto the back end. But as he does that, oh, great move there. The RKT man diving through and getting past Tate Bishop.
You see Tate Bishop having a look back, sees Visser, decides not to go straight back at Alibi, rather let me stick behind this man and get back onto the front too.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's doing. So Alibi has realized that those two are getting away, so he wants to get through there. Visser, I think, is going to do the same thing. As quickly as he can, he'd like to get past Tate Bishop and run with Alibi to see if they can close that gap down to the top 2. 8 of 15, just over the halfway stage, and another move. And this one is for second place on Dolenchek. So Dolenchek now looking for a chance to return the favor onto Alibi. Can't quite make it stick as they go down into hockey stick. And the chopping and changing between those first 5 karts will continue right up until that checkered flag.
Yeah, Alibi so good up the hill there into Pipeline, making most of his passes there this weekend and most of his passes there in Heat 1 and Heat 2. But getting it done on Troy Dolenchek, and now head down to catch on to Ethan.
Ethan Coetzee though controlling things from the front, and it's been about a second, up to a second and a half at one point. The lead he's had over the rest of this pack. So he knows exactly where to place that kart, get the lines, get the drive, particularly here down in funnel to go up there. Change up. Oh, yeah. Just. Great move there from Visser. Just squeezes out Dolenchek and gets up into third.
Dolenchek always looking for the dive on the inside, and Visser doesn't normally cover it after a move, but he does this time and keeps ahead of Troy Dolenchek as Alibi struggling to catch onto the back of Ethan Coetzee.
Alibi pushing in the good lap times though. Look at the lap times that they dropped down there. Alibi's gone to a 46.455, but Ethan Coetzee 46.419. He's like half a second quicker. In fact, 0.05 of a second quicker than any other kart out there. And in karting, that's a big margin to make up.
Especially in this class now, when the top 3 or top 4 are only separated by 0.1 or 0.2. So to be that little bit ahead as Troy takes a big dive on Visser. And they've lost a lot of ground on Alibi with that move. Visser going to be quick to come back at him though.
Visser goes up the hill, tucks in behind the man in front of him, looking for a way right from the word go, and unfortunately hasn't been able to make it to stick just yet. But remember, talking of those lap times, they're about 0.1, 0.2 right now. In qualifying, they were thousandth of a second splitting these karts. That's how tight this category is, and this is fantastic. Remember, these guys all fighting now for a chance to be SA champ and also to go and represent South Africa at the World Finals.
Yeah, Akil Alibi taking that ticket already at the African Open. He will be representing South Africa at the upcoming World Finals in Italy at the end of the year in the Rotax junior match class. But the ticket from the South African National Championship is still up for grabs. There's that move from Visser. This time a block pass and gets up the hill wonderfully with a kart length gap to get past Troy Dolenchek.
On the South African Championship leader, Troy Dolenchek. So he's dropped back down to 4th place now. Levi up in a second is going to close that gap down with Joseph Ools. He's already closed the gap down to 2nd in the championship. Joseph Ools not being here with that broken arm. So if he stays in 2nd place right now, that's more points gained on Dolenchek, who'll be down in 4th. Going to bring this championship very close into the final round of Swartkops.
Yeah, very few of these championships seem to be going down the wire. It'll be nice to have one go down to the championship, go down to the wire at Swartkops at the last event. Starting the last lap now, Ethan Coetzee with a massive lead on Akil Alibi. I say massive, we've seen bigger leads in other classes, but in this class, That's huge.
No, 1.8 seconds is like 5 miles in this category, considering how they qualified earlier on. So as we get up onto the braking markers, or the lift-off point here, as they head up over grandstand, it's a big move from Dolanchek. He needs to get past Visser. Visser going defensive, not going to lie him through. And Visser, once again, that late braking maneuver and that different line down into that corner makes it so much... I just don't know how he gets up the hill using that line. No one else is getting the drive that he gets out of that line up the hill. And he closes actually onto the back end of Idube as the flag is about to come out there. 1.8 seconds is the gap down to Idube for first. And super stuff there from Coetzee for the win. He takes it ahead of Idube. It's Visser who comes through, beating out Dolanchek. And Tate Bishop down in 5th place with Jack Rowe, Bongani and Meyer. Then it was Bamford and Jean Drenel making up the top 10.
First national win, that must feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I think we just had the right setup there. I mean, I got the quickest time last session, so I started pole. I didn't really have to fight, and I just stayed calm and focused.
The guys behind you were giving each other a hard time, but you seem to be just have the pace to be ahead.
Yeah, I mean, with them fighting, obviously it put them back a bit, so that was lucky for me. So I had a comfortable
Anything
lead.
you want to change for the third one?
No, I think we're going to keep the cart the same.
Yeah, it's a good position. I was hoping for first. Unfortunately, we got up to a back marker and I got stuck behind the back marker, but I'm happy with the result.
The second race didn't go as planned, even though I started in a better position. Ethan pulled away because we kept on fighting. We didn't listen to each other to just work together. But next race will go better because I'm starting pole.
Anything different you want to do for the third one?
Third one, we just need more power and more up the hill, then we'll win.
Well, we know how much power he's got up the hill, so he's looking to now put it into practice once again. And as the flag drops, we start race 3, the final heat of the day. Visser gets the whole shot and comes out of turn 1 just ahead there of, I think, Ethan Coetzee, and then it's Tate Bishop. So that's how they come down into Thunderdome for the very first time. Looking for Idube, he's down in 4th place. Oh, Conor McQueen running wide, and comes right across on Bongani, his teammate there. The two FA cards coming very close and nearly touching each other as they go up and over grandstand for the first time.
Yeah, we can see it's the last heat of the day. Everybody looking a little bit more racy than they normally do. Ethan taking a big dive on, I think that was Visser that he got past.
And Visser gets through, and here comes Idube. Idube gets up to 2nd place, capitalizing on Ethan Coetzee making a small mistake up the hill and losing that drive. Tate Bishop also getting through there up into 3rd place. So it's basically the usual contenders back to the front end of this race. This time, though, it's Visser leading things out. Now, this is the first time we've seen Carl Visser leading a race in the day. So can he put it all together to get the race victory, like we just heard in his interview?
Idube looking hungry though. He's always very quick through the Thunderdome section here as they head up the back straight. He seems to be pulling back in on the slipstream, but he's not close enough to make a move just yet.
There's a little sniff there, but doesn't quite make it move. And then just behind that, Coetzee had a definite look there as well. As they line up just behind that, the second pack starting to get a bit wild and opening things up. Kwanda Mokoena diving through there, demoting Dolanchek down a position. And now Idube under attack from Coetzee and from Bishop. Having to go defensive and put that cart in the middle of the track to avoid the attentions from the two drivers either side of him.
Yeah, Visser made a mistake going up the hill, which is uncharacteristic of him. He's normally very good there, normally very good on the brakes. That made Idube go defensive and unfortunately pushed Tate Bishop off the track and allowed Ethan to go around him and McQueen to have a go at him.
McQueen right there as well. Good to see a recovery there from Kwanda, but he's definitely a man to watch out for now as we get up into lap 4 of 20. It's a big amount of laps to be completed here today. 20 laps around the circuit. Hard work, particularly in these karts. When you're so hard in the office, it makes it a long day in the saddle. And you can see the long way around here. Oh, problems in the background. McQueen made a slight mistake. That's allowed an opportunity to, as I said, just a sniff there coming from the back end of Coetzee. And he had a look but couldn't quite make it stick.
Yeah, Kiel Idube having a look behind him. You can see he's got a little bit of breathing room between himself and McQueen. So if he wants to go for the lead, now would be a good time. Okay,
thanks for that, Carl. You knew that was coming, eh? McQueen goes with him, though. Oh, McQueen now trying to get through on Visser. Visser shuts the door. And there's a move from Bishop. Bishop all over the back of McQueen. Wow, how close is that? McQueen very lucky to survive that one. Bishop now with the attentions of Coetzee and Dolanchek. It's Idube who's out front. Here they come over grandstand. And all 6 karts so evenly matched. down on the brakes, and big attentions now from Visser on Idube as Idube uses the Visser line through there. First time we've seen Idube go on that tight line that Carl Visser's been using all day long. So somebody from that team must have seen the line that Visser was using and has now told Idube he must use the same line.
Visser, though, still unbelievably quick on the brakes there. I think he pulled about 2 or 3 car lengths gap just on the brake, but Mokoena looking hungry in third place.
Yeah, he certainly is. Now there's a move from Kutsia diving on Dolenchek. Returns the favour again. Those two have chopped and changed over that last lap at every single outbraking manoeuvre that could happen. So we're getting into the next part of this race. It's 7 of 20 and Visser's all over the back of Idube. Idube now in with a bit of trouble here, and I think it's very, very close. Up and over grandstand. Mokoena, best seat in the house as they come down there. Oh, look at that. Mokoena diving through. Mokoena now goes through. Here comes Tate Bishop along for the ride as well. Trying to get around the outside of Visser. Visser shuts the door. Bishop goes inside. Bishop trying to make his move. And Kutsia, wow, where did he come from? Dives through for third place.
Another big move there from the back as Tate Bishop on Visser. He gets it done. Who's run wide there on the outside? Is that Idube?
Yeah.
So Mokoena taking a dive on Idube, pushes him down just in front of Visser.
Visser now goes to on the attack, but Dolenchek follows through, and Dolenchek just squeezing Visser out there behind Idube as they come through Thunderdome. Absolutely amazing stuff here. Look at this. It's now Kwanda Mokoena leading these out. I can't believe this. He was down in 6th place at one point. That's how these guys have chopped and changed. There's a move on the inside from Visser as he comes over the top and down onto the braking markers, trying to close things down there on Idube, but Idube is well aware of that line now. You can see that he's blocking that line and not allowing Visser a chance to get up the hill like he was doing in the previous 2 heats.
Visser still really late to the brakes as he goes in there to try and catch it, but Idube actually got better drive up the hill using the same line as Visser. But the 3 in the front, Mokoena to the lead with Ethan in 2nd and Tate Bishop 3rd. I wouldn't have called that 2 laps ago.
No, not where they were, that's for sure. But now they come back and start another lap. And it is Idube who's bringing that second pack along. You can see Visser is just hanging on to the back end of Idube, looking to close him down as quickly as he can. Up over grandstand they come. It's a big double right-hander, airborne stuff as Mokoena gets up there over the top. And now heading down onto the braking markers yet again.
Ethan down the inside.
Yeah, perfectly done. Ethan gets through.
Oh, it's opened the door for Bishop on the inside of Mokoena now as they go up the hill. Bishop's going inside of both of them. 3rd to the lead. Mokoena doubles back on Ethan and goes to 2nd.
Has a look over and says, yes, this is my line. I'm coming through. And makes it stick. Only just though. Yeah, I see you holding your hair, yeah, or the little that you've got left. It's the stuff on the beard as opposed to on top of the head. And now they come under braking once again. Idube closes up. Visser's right there with him. This is a phenomenal battle here for the final heat of our Junior Max.
Now it's a 6-car battle all of a sudden from being 3. A lot of movement at the back there. Idube trying to get past Ethan. Changes his mind, decides not to. Visser goes through with him. Big touch.
Oh, big touch there between Visser and Idube, and they've gone. Idube and Visser have ended up into the wall just on the pit entrance. So it looks like there was a big touch there between the two of them. Unfortunately, just out of our sights there, you can see Marshall's running frantically to get to the 2 carts. Both carts look like they've been damaged in a big way, so shouldn't make it back onto the track. Let's see whether or not that's the case. But here we go, up and over, and yeah, red flag. Kind of thought that might happen with those 2 carts so evenly matched, and a big crash. We can try and pick it up here on one of our cameras, but unfortunately, just out of our shot in the blind spot. We'll restart this one. It's a 7-lap race. It's Tate Bishop and Mokoena on the front. Mokoena follows Bishop through. Idube has got back on track, but Carl Visser in a big crash, unfortunately not making it back onto the circuit.
No, that cart was far too big for them to repair it, and Idube somehow, don't know how they got that cart repaired in the time they did. Mokoena runs wide though, allowing Ethan up the inside, and he'll be head down to get onto Tate Bishop.
Oh, look at that, and Tate Bishop now trying to pull a bit of a margin. And you can see Troy Dolenchek sitting behind his championship rival, looking to try and stay as... What a mistake there from Bishop. Under braking, completely got it wrong down into the quantum corner, and he's dropped down 5 positions. That is a huge mistake. When you've only got 7 laps to play, you don't want to be making mistakes like that.
Yeah, that's just allowed a bit of a gap there. I think that is for Mokoena in the lead now, being chased down by Ethan Gutsia and Troy Dolenchek. Troy getting onto the bumper of Ethan. He knows how fast Ethan is. Ethan taking his first national win in the previous heat, so he knows how fast the kid is, trying to use him to get back. There we see Tate Bishop moving his way back up the field.
Ethan Kutsia has not taken a race win ever, I don't think. That was the first victory he's ever taken, so now looking for a double. They usually come in pairs. Once you've taken your first one, the next one comes up relatively quickly, and he's looking for it now in this restart of our final heat of Junior Max. And remember, there's only 7 laps, so we've got about 4 to go there now as they get down into funnel. Idube with a bit of attentions being shown here, but Ethan Kutsia closing in on the back end of Mokoena, and the attentions that were on Idube were coming out of Dolenchek. That is the championship battle, and it's raging at the moment for 3rd place on track.
Yeah, Alibi moved past Dolenchik now, but I'm surprised to see how quick that cart is after the massive shunt it just took. RK2 doing a great job to get that cart ready and running for this heat.
Just shows you how well the teams work in between when the chips are down, and they do get those carts sorted out. A big pity that we've lost Carl Visser, though. I'm sure he'd be looking forward to the potential win that he was on for here. But now the championship battle is in third place. The win is in first and second. And right now, I don't think anybody has put their money onto any driver in that top 7, because all of a sudden Jack Rowe is in the mix as well.
Tate Bishop has put on a massive charge. He's just there behind Akil and Troy Dolenchik. He's actually caught right onto the back of Troy Dolenchik, passing Morgani in the previous corner.
Now they come down into hockey stick for the anybody's game. How's that?
That
move?
was huge.
Take that one. I'll have that one, says Tate Bishop. Up the inside of Alibi and
problem
up
for Troy.
Oh, Troy's got a problem. Troy's slowing up and wow.
Cable.
Very late and maneuvering there from Jack Rowe to miss. Looks like, yes, accelerator cable's gone, and he is out of this one. So Dolenchik is going to drop out of this one. That's the championship leader, bud. That is huge. The championship leader out of the race, with Alibi sitting with a potential top 3, could close things down. He's definitely passed Ools for second. So heading into the final round of this championship of Swartkops, there is hardly anything in it, and there's only a lap to go.
Akil Alibi doesn't have the pace he showed in the previous one, so obviously something that got bent in that accident, still slightly tweaked and making it difficult for him to run the lap times he ran last, but still putting on a fantastic drive to be inside the top 4.
Well, I say a lap and a half actually, as Kutsia gets through eventually on Kwanda Mokoena. And Mokoena, looking at that front nose cone, could potentially be in a bit of trouble for a nose cone infringement. Oh, that's not there. It's definitely now, because he's tapping the inside, using every little bit of the road and some more. Tate Bishop now looking for a way around on Mokoena as they come out of turn 1. This is the final lap. Bishop's going to try and make it stick now. Can he get through on Mokoena? And Akil Alibi is sitting waiting in the curtains for something to do if something goes wrong there between 2 and 3.
Now you can definitely see all the bumps to that nose cone moving, so Mokoena in for a nose cone penalty. Tate doesn't know that now, though, so he's going to be hungry to get past him and get past him on the road.
Not easy to do on the road, particularly down here into Funnel, as they hang on for the last time up the hill, over Pipeline. Bishop on the attack, Mokoena on the defensive. And run some good lines through there. Don't know if Bishop will make a move here. No, he won't. Mokoena's going to hang on for second across the line behind Ethan Kutsia, who's gone back-to-back in victories. He's going to be absolutely stoked with that. Didn't expect that one for sure, but he takes it with arm up and a big shimmy shuffle there across the line. Kutsia taking the win. Mokoena did get the nose cone infringement, so it's going to drop him down into 5th place, with Bishop being gifted 2nd, Alibi moving up to 3rd place, Jack Rowe into 4th, then Mokoena, then it was Bongani, Meyer, Bamford, Null, and Troy Dolenchik down in 10th place after that big incident.
I mean, already on the grid, I saw Kwanda had a nose cone after that red flag. So I just thought strategic and didn't want to make any risky moves.
Now your overtake in the last section of the race was pretty classic.
Yeah, it was. I just couldn't stick behind him anymore, losing too much time, so I just made it stick.
Give me your version of what happened in that accident.
We came down the back straight. We came to the right-hander, a long right-hander. He came on the inside. He tried to pass me. He came and he hit the side bump of me, and then we just went into the tires.
What happened to your car?
My car, I bent my axle, and I'm not too sure if I bent my chassis.
And how did it go when you were on the restart?
I was happy to get back on the track, but the axle was still a bit bent, so I was still a bit slow coming up the hill, but I'm glad I finished the race.